Good morning, I'm Peter Diakowski and I will be your MC for the 21st Annual Breakfast of Champions presented by AJ Gallagher Insurance. We're broadcasting here from the Hamilton Tiger Cats Alumni Association Clubhouse. Now I'm allowed to be here because I'm a member of the Hamilton Tiger Cats Alumni Association. I had the good fortune to play 10 years here with the Tiger Cats. Now in that time I had a few close calls with a championship. We lost 2 Grey Cups. Today we're going to be honoring some athletes who've actually won something. Welcome to you all. Sport Hamilton, in partnership with the City of Hamilton, is proud to host this annual celebration of sport excellence that honors athletes and coaches who have won a provincial championship or qualified to compete at the national or international level representing Hamilton, Ontario, and Canada. We are so proud of you all. Again, this year, due to the pandemic and city health policy in place, our list of homegrown champions, although short, is growing as more sport groups are back to training and competing once again. Also, during this past summer, the Tokyo Olympics took place, the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, and we witnessed many of our Canadian athletes participate, and we will recognize some of our homegrown Olympians today. Our Mayor, Fred Eisenberger, will bring greetings on behalf of the City Council.
On behalf of the City of Hamilton, I would like to congratulate the homegrown champions of 2021 and especially acknowledge the elite Hamilton athletes who competed in the Tokyo Olympics. Sport Hamilton, along with the City of Hamilton, is very proud of all the athletes, teams, and coaches and their accomplishments. And this year, the keynote speaker is Tokyo Olympian Madeline Kelly, who ran in the 800 meter and will talk about her Olympic experience. This year, the host MC is Tiger Cat alumni Peter Diakowski, and the event is virtual again as it was in 2020. So sit back and relax and enjoy the 21st edition of the Breakfast of Champions Sports Awards presented by Gallagher Insurance.
Our keynote speaker this year is Tokyo Olympian Madeline Kelly, brought to you by Rising Stars. Maddie is a track and field and cross-country runner who started off as a downhill skier. She ran for the University of Toronto, where she won many youth sports titles. In 2019, she won the Harry Jerome Track Classic, claiming her first Canadian 800-meter championship title. And in June 2021, Maddie earned a spot on the Canadian Olympic team, competing in the 800-meter at Tokyo. Let's hear from Maddie as she tells us about her road to the Olympics and her experience in Tokyo. Welcome, Maddie.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me at the Sport Hamilton Breakfast of Champions. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Well done. I'm Madeline Kelly. I'm a 2020 Olympian. I run the women's 800 meter, and I live in Hamilton, just down the street, actually, from where this video is being recorded. But I'm from a place called Pembroke, which is about 6 hours northeast of here. In high school in Pembroke, I had no idea what I wanted to be or where I'd become quote-unquote successful. Becoming an Olympian wasn't even on my radar. That was something I felt like other people did, not necessarily something for someone like me. At the time, I wasn't sure if I'd be academically strong enough to get into a Canadian university, and once there, I wasn't sure if I'd get the marks to stay in school. What I knew was that I felt best at track practice. It's where I felt most excited and confident, and I also knew I loved reading. Despite some OFSA success in track and cross country, I wasn't a scholarship standout in Canada or the US. And in the end, I actually only received one offer from a Canadian university. I started looking at schools in 2012 during the fall of grade 12. I'd written my SATs, my grades were all right, good enough to get me into most schools, but I certainly wasn't getting an academic scholarship. I went on 2 recruiting trips, one to Guelph and another to the University of Toronto. I had a trip scheduled to the University of Victoria, but I didn't end up going. Following my visits to Guelph and Toronto, the Guelph head coach offered me $4,000, the most you could give a Canadian student athlete at the time. I'd also recently been admitted to the school. If I was going to accept his offer, the coach asked that I be prompt with my decision. I was conflicted. While I was flattered by the Guelph offer, it was also my only offer. I felt more at home in Toronto and with the group of women that would become my training partners. So I called the Toronto head coach, told him about the Guelph offer, but added that I'd rather be at U of T. He told me that they couldn't offer me a scholarship, reminded me that I hadn't gotten into the school yet, but said that if I was admitted, I had a spot on the team. So despite the uncertainty, I turned down Guelph, and after 4 long months of waiting, I was admitted to the University of Toronto in May of 2013. I just had a feeling that I needed to be there. I accepted my offer and moved to the city to study English, and I loved it. I was looking for a big change coming from a small town, and Toronto totally scratched that itch. 9 years later, I'm still working with my university coach. I'm so glad that I trusted my gut at age 16. I picked the perfect group of people to work with and the perfect university to learn at. I'm also so glad I wasn't discouraged by a lack of scholarship opportunities. I'm glad I decided to run at the university level at the University of Toronto. In university, I did well athletically. Despite a few big injuries, I became a pretty good collegiate runner. Still not someone who would obviously make the Olympics, but I was good for a Canadian university athlete. I'd won individual medals nationally, our team had won championships, and overall, I'd had a strong athletic career. I wasn't sure if I'd continue running past school, but once again, I had this feeling like I had more to give. I had a job lined up as a journalist before graduating. Around the time I took the job, I decided that I'd like to continue running. I had no funding or sponsorship opportunities then, so I needed to work full-time. In order to make enough money, I negotiated flexible hours with my new employer so that I could continue to train while balancing a 40-hour work week. Those days were difficult. I was improving at running, but it seemed that no matter what I did, I wasn't good enough for funding or to be a member of a national team. I was working 2 jobs essentially, one as an athlete and one as a sports reporter. At times, I felt like I was gasping for air with my day's obligations. Despite running under a Canadian record, I was passed over for funding. Despite holding a selectable position, I wasn't picked for the World Championship team. I was younger than my main competitors with a full-time job, no government support, and consistently left at home, while others, who were just a little bit better than me, got picked to represent Canada. I essentially was told over and over again that I wasn't good enough. I was close, but not quite. But this didn't deter me. I always joke that if I was sane, I would have quit. But I loved running and couldn't imagine my life without it, so I continued. 2 years after starting my job, despite an extremely hectic schedule and long days, I became the Canadian 800-meter champion. I received funding for the first time in my life. 2 years after that, I made my first ever national team, the Olympic team. I was finally good enough. I have been the definition of slow and steady when it comes to sports. I've improved every year, but never in big jumps, always in small steps. There have been very few moments that felt like massive victories. Instead, I've had a series of smaller, quieter wins. I think a big part of why thus far, both my professional and athletic careers have worked out is because they were my choice, not someone else's. There's a passion for both writing and running that I have, and that passion comes from within me, not from external expectation. As a rule, I avoid participating in things that I should and try and focus more on things that I want to do. This doesn't mean that you get to, stop eating vegetables or regularly attending class. There are certain things you have to do in life even when you don't love it. But when it comes to the big decisions, that's when you have to watch out for what you should do and focus on what you want, what feels right to you. Running is something that I've always wanted to do, and I still want to do. It's this deep love of the sport that keeps me going on the lonely days or the hard days, the ones when I was told no, the ones that weren't so glamorous. Any big goal you have, sports related or not, will require a lot of work. So when you choose to go after a big goal, remember to keep it fun, remember to enjoy the little moments, the quiet victories, the times when no one is watching. Because it's not just about feeling victorious after a big win, it's about enjoying the small everyday moments that got you there too.
To start off our awards, I would like to introduce our provincial champions for 2021. Alyssa and Raquel Lally and Coach Dana Cook, beach volleyball, under 18. Quebec gold medal champions and Ontario bronze medal champions. Congratulations, Alyssa and Raquel. The Hamilton Olympic Club under 14, under 12, and under 10 team were Ontario Athletics champions this past August. The team's members are Victoria Zoloturiak, who won the 80 meter, 150 meter, and was a member of the 4x100 meter relay. Tori D'Angelo, who won the long jump, and also was a member of the 4x100 meter relay team. And Callie Arms and Olivia Bauer, who rounded out that daunting 4x100 meter relay team. We're also honoring their coach, Heidi Davidson. Congratulations to you all. Nicole Bradbury is with the NCCH cycling team. NCCH, of course, stands for National Cycling Centre Hamilton. She represented Canada at the World Junior Mountain Bike and Road Cycling Championships with many outstanding results in both Europe and Canada in mountain bike, 16th at the UCI Junior Worlds, 3rd in the Profix Swiss Cup, 1st in both the St. Felicien Canada Cup Junior Women and 1st in the Sherbrooke Canada Cup Junior Women. In road racing, Nicole had a 22nd place finish in the UCI Time Trial Junior World Championship. She's coached by Rick Lee. Congratulations, Nicole, and good luck on your 2022 season. And now, fighting out of the red corner, Spencer Wilcox from Steeltown Boxing Club and coach Robert Wilcox. Spencer has won the Canadian Championship title for the past 2 years prior to COVID and has well won a gold medal in England at the Harangue Cup. Congratulations, Spencer, and good luck in 2022. Next up, we have Dofasco Special Olympics Skating, the National Championship in Thunder Bay for 2021. David Robertson and Nicole Vespa won gold in pair skating, and Nicole won silver in the free skate. Tim Goodacre won silver in the men's solo skate. They were coached by Kathy Picard. Congratulations to the Dofasco Special Olympics skaters. Now, unable to attend the Breakfast of Champions today are the Waterdown Wolves Under-12 Ontario Baseball Champions. And the members of that team are Ryan Roll, Douglas Kunihiro, Nico Porco, Nick Glover, Lucas Hall, Nicholas Napoleon, Darian Agret, Mackay Matheson, Chase Moore, Luke Muldoon, Luke Deshane, Nicholas Sherman, and their coaches, Donnie Kunihiro, Dan Deshane, Blair Moore, Mike Muldoon, and Rob Napoleon. Congratulations, team! Also unable to attend our Breakfast of Champions this morning are the Waterdown Wolves Under-14 Bantam Ontario Baseball Champions. The members of that historic team are Owen Gaylor, Zach Turner, Austin Doman, Braxton Rivate, AJ Caldwell, Devin the Cannon Ferroni, Noah Mymar, Ben Jolly, Mitchell Wheeland, Spencer Jackson Beaulieu, Aiden Stubbs, Charlie Franklin, and Bishop Parasiak. And their coaches are Richard Caldwell, Mark Turner, Will Doman, and Andy Gaylor. Congratulations, this is an incredible team. They really hit one out of the park this year. This is a team that you can always count on for a great performance. The Monte Cristo Track and Field Club, they're led by Coach Gary Reed, who will be accepting on behalf of the team. They are all currently training and unable to attend today as they're preparing for more victories. Now at the 2021 Canadian National Championship and Olympic Trials, we had some incredible performances from this team. Robert Heppenstall won the gold medal in the men's 800 meter. Tasia Radoslav won the bronze medal in the women's 400 meter hurdles. At the Athletics Ontario Championship meets, the team were gold medalists. At the Open Seniors Championship, Ryder King won the men's 400 meter hurdles. At the Masters Championship, Thomas Bariza won the men's high jump and men's long jump. At the Under 20 Championship, Ryder King won the men's 400 meter hurdles. At the Under 18 Championship, Olivia Dodds won the women's 800 meter. Haley Reed won the women's 100 meter hurdles. Ryder King again won the men's 110 meter hurdles and the 400 meter hurdles. The women's 4x400 meter relay team made up of Maya Metivier, Elise Soy, Katie Jalaka, and Olivia Dodds won. Eleanor, thank you very much for joining us for the Sport Hamilton Breakfast of Champions.
Good to be here.
So for everybody watching, I'm here with Eleanor Harvey, Team Canada fencer, an Olympian, and a Hamiltonian, Westdale graduate, and now representing Canada on the world stage. Eleanor, we're so excited to have you with us, and it's exciting to get a chance to hear about your experience. Thanks for being on here.
Yeah, I grew up in Hamilton and everything. I just moved here a couple months ago, but definitely still consider myself to be from Hamilton, so happy to be on the call.
Well, just moved here, so where are you tuning in from?
I'm in Calgary.
Calgary, that's right. Okay, so yeah, so we're connected via Zoom, and you're of course focused on your training, so that pulls you out there. And you're taking a break from training right now, isn't that right?
Yeah, I don't know. You can probably see there's the there's the gym. This is like the Canadian Training Institute for Calgary. So like here, all the sports train together for like strength and conditioning. So I have like this in the morning, early afternoon, and then fencing training in the evening.
Fantastic. Well, so tell me now, you grew up in Hamilton, and I think we'll get to that in a moment, but the big recent highlight has been Tokyo. And so cutting to the chase, what everyone's dying to hear, tell me about that trip to Tokyo for the Olympics. How did it feel to be representing your country?
Yeah, so this was my second Olympics. I was also in Rio. So it's kind of interesting to compare the two for a lot of reasons. In Rio, I was the only women's foilist to go, so I only got to compete in the individual event. It ended up going really well. I got the best result in Canadian fencing history, which was 7th, and I ended up beating the #1 in the world at the Olympics. So that kind of like set me on a good path towards qualifying for the next Olympics. But this one was more special in a way because this time we had a chance to qualify with a full team. So I got to go with my teammates, and there were 4 of us there. So we got to fence individual and then fence team. And yeah, so that was something that we had dreamed of together for the last like over 10 years. We've been working on this goal together. And so to make it there with my team and to fence all the best fencers in the world with them, it's one of the highlights of my life.
That's amazing. And there's a lot of athletes tuning in here who dream of competing at that level. Now, fencing is an individual sport, but the team means a lot to you. Tell me a little bit more about that and share with us sort of that dynamic. How does that help you when you're out there?
Yeah, team is really different. So the way that fencing team works is it's like a relay race. So each bout is up to 45 points, whereas an individual, it's up to 15 points. And how it works is the first bout is up to 5, and then whatever the score is, say we're fencing Korea. The first one, I go up, it's up to 5. Then my teammate comes up, and the next one is up to 10. And you keep the score from the last bout. So say it's 5-3, they go on, and they try to make it to 10. But it gives a chance for the other team to make comebacks based on how the matchups work. So yeah, it's very different to have like your performance being like relied on by other people, and especially your very close friends and teammates. There's 3 of us on the team that have literally like grown up together basically. And so to go there together, and we ended up doing quite well. We finished 5th, which was like a all-time best for women's foil at the Olympics. That was really, really cool. We beat Japan, which is a really strong team, and we lost to France, who ended up winning silver. And then we also beat Hungary, which is another strong team. So we kind of like lost our first bout, and we had to like kind of rally together and find a way to continue to try really hard. And I think if we hadn't been such good friends and such supportive teammates to each other, I don't think we would have been able to get our stuff together to win the next 2 bouts.
Amazing. Well, this isn't the first time that you've moved for fencing. You went down to Ohio State, the Ohio State University, to fence for the Buckeyes on a scholarship. Tell us a little bit about that journey. I mean, fencing's not one of those standard sports. What took you into it? My wife actually fenced at McGill University. She,
Cool.
I think, competed in Ohio once, but certainly getting an NCAA scholarship is impressive. Talk to us about that journey and what that felt like competing in the NCAA.
Yeah, so surprisingly for a lot of Canadians, like NCAA fencing is huge. Like it's a big thing, and people come from like all of the best fencers in the States are like recruited to all the Ivy Leagues and like the strong schools, and then that leaves like the middle school, like the state schools and stuff like that, that kind of like recruit internationally. And so that's what that's what happened to me, because I started competing in the States when I was like 12. And so the Ohio State coach had been like watching, like waited until I was old enough that he could like try to recruit me. And honestly, I didn't want to go. All of my friends from high school, from Westdale, like were going to school in Hamilton or Toronto, and I wanted to stay there so I could hang out with my friends. But then I realized that basically I wasn't going to continue to improve as a fencer in Hamilton or Toronto. Well, Toronto is now like pretty strong, but back then I just didn't have strong enough training partners. So I was like, ugh, like I guess I have to go to the States. I didn't know anything about NCAA fencing. It's a completely different format. The competition schedule is very rigorous. And so when I first went there, I was on the junior national team, the senior national team, and the NCAA team. So I was competing nonstop, which was really difficult, but like I think it led to like an accelerated development and taught me a lot of resilience, because in NCAA fencing, you fence a lot. and when you lose, you have to just keep fencing, and you have to find a way not to let your losses like snowball. Kind of like at the Olympics, like this time, like in individual at normal tournaments, like once you lose, you're out. So it doesn't matter. You can freak out, you can have a big sad, and it doesn't matter. But yeah, it definitely taught me resilience.
Now, of course, a lot of people who don't follow fencing all year round are very focused on the Olympics, and we all want to see the Canadian medal count increase every single year. But you've had some incredible success both at your 2 Olympics, 2 Pan Am Games, many FIE World Championships. I know in 2018 you were the first Canadian foil athlete to ever win an FIE Grand Prix medal. You had the bronze at Shanghai, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So you've had some big success. So what's next? What's going on right now? When is your next big tournament? What's on the horizon here for you?
So I'm getting ready to go to the first international competition since the Olympics. The World Cup season is about to start. And when it starts, we basically have like 1 or 2 tournaments like every month until like August. So the very first one is coming up on like December 10th to 12th, and that's in France. So we're leaving on December 2nd to go do some training with like Japan.
The season runs December to August?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to cut you off. It just struck me. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm no fencing expert in spite of being married to a former fencer, but that's amazing. You're traveling all over the world. I know we're tight for time here, but just quickly, because there's a lot of young athletes who are competing in a lot of sports that require international travel. Talk to us about funding, fundraising, financing your pursuit of sport. I know as an Olympian now, you're probably accessing resources that weren't available to you in your earlier days in junior competition. So talk to us a little bit about that experience, and if you have any great advice for any young fencers watching.
Yeah, that's a tough one for sure. Fencing, especially if you're Canadian, to get good, you have to go overseas a lot, and a lot of people can't afford that. My family couldn't afford that, and we were lucky enough to, my mom made a lot of sacrifices to be able to pay for my fencing. She had to like sell her home, move in with my grandparents to afford to be able to send me, like for me to chase my dreams, because she knew how much I wanted it. So like, I don't know, not everyone is lucky enough to have a parent that is willing to literally sacrifice all of their savings and that type of thing. So like, that's something that, I will be grateful for forever. And also I was had like financial need when I was young, in order to like chase my dreams. So I got like there's this company of this guy. I'm not being very concise right now. There's this fencer, her husband owned a big company, and so he was able to like help send me to tournaments. And if I didn't have him, I don't know what I would have done. I think it's like if your family is in on it and you have that support, you're lucky, and embrace that, and you know that they're making that decision because they care about you and believe in you. And I don't know, it's hard not to feel guilty sometimes, thinking like, oh, like my family is making all these sacrifices for me, but they wouldn't do that if they didn't believe in you. So I guess like find a way to get international experience. If you can't afford to go to Europe, like for fencing, go to the States a lot. It's a bit cheaper. But yeah, it's like I got lucky and I had a supportive family. I don't really know what to say.
Well, I think what you basically said is what's true for a lot of athletes. There's a lot of people behind every successful athlete. There's a lot of family members and coaches who allow a successful athlete to compete and excel. And that's probably a very special story that you've got, but one that's similar to many other athletes. There's a lot of people who deserve a lot of thanks. So, when you will receive your Sport Hamilton Breakfast of Champions medal, it's maybe not quite the same distinction as an FIE medal, but still hopefully something that's special to you, and you appreciate the support from your mom and all your coaches and your booster club, it sounds like. But Eleanor, thank you very much for joining us. And for everyone watching, just for the sake of some honesty, we're filming this not at breakfast time, even though it is part of the Breakfast of Champions programming format. But thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything you'd like to say to the young athletes of Hamilton tuning in here?
I would say just find a way to see the bigger picture. Like if you have one bad tournament or a couple bad tournaments, like if you enjoy what you do, you will have another good day. Do what you love, and sometimes you'll realize maybe that's not sports, maybe it's music, maybe it's writing, you never know. But just find what you love and follow that as long as you can, and you'll have a good life.
Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Now to our special awards. The Mary Kai's Leadership Award is presented this year by Hamilton City Councillor Tom Jackson. Now, I happen to know that Councillor Jackson is well respected by his peers on City Council and is beloved by his constituents. He's a role model for many of the younger City Councillors. He's a long-serving member of our municipal government, and it's an honor to have him participating in this year's awards. The Mary Kai's Leadership Award is presented annually to a Hamilton High School female athlete who has demonstrated leadership in her involvement in her high school athletic program. In 2002, the City of Hamilton, and particularly McMaster University, were saddened by the passing of Dr. Kais. She was an outstanding role model in her career as a strong female sports leader, as a professor and director of the McMaster University School of Physical Education and Athletics. The recipient of this award receives funding from Sport Hamilton to attend the McMaster Junior Sport Leadership Camp when available during the summer. This year's recipient is a grade 10 student from Cathedral Catholic Secondary School, Fatimeh Liamain Mahamat. She's eager to participate, a natural leader, and loves to play. She is a member of the junior volleyball team. She has a great work ethic and is sensitive to the needs of others in her class and on her team. Congratulations, Fatimeh. The Ray Lewis Community Service Award is presented by the Hamilton Olympic Club and the 91st Highlanders Athletic Association. Rapid Ray Lewis was a Canadian track and field star in the 1930s, born and raised in Hamilton, who made history in August 1932 when he became the first Canadian-born black athlete to win an Olympic medal. He was an Order of Canada recipient in 2001 and passed away in 2003. Ray met many challenges and obstacles throughout his career, but was committed to his sport and never gave up. Ray was an incredible role model and mentor to many students and young athletes throughout his life in the Hamilton community. Hamilton considers Ray Lewis to be a true Hamilton hometown sports hero and is a beloved legend. The recipient of this award is not only a high-level athlete, but a true leader and gives back with their involvement and commitment to volunteering in sport and the community. This year's recipient is from McMaster University. It's Mia Spadafora of the women's basketball team. In her 4th year, she is an honors English and cultural studies student. She's from Hannon, Ontario, and she attended St. Mary's Catholic Secondary School. She's a member of the McMaster Athletes Care executive team. In previous years, she was a team representative in this organization. She organizes team building, skill development workshops, and a speaker series for her peers. She is a Think Pink volunteer and has donated dozens of branded reusable face masks for the 2021 Think Pink event, reminding all of us to think pink. She helped coordinate the 2021 #Shot for Shot Challenge, a virtual shooting contest that saw student athletes nominate teammates, friends, family, and rivals alike to join in the fun while supporting a meaningful cause. She attended and helped coordinate basketball team visits for youth in her local community. Mia is a member of the Women's Athletic Leadership Committee, where she organizes skill development workshops and a speaker series. And Mia is a member of the Marauders in the Classroom Student Athlete Mentorship Program. She's spoken with hundreds of Hamilton youth in grades 6, 7, and 8 about the importance of maintaining physical and mental strength during the pandemic, setting and attaining goals, time management, and maintaining a positive mindset in the face of adversity. Congratulations, Mia, on your outstanding contribution in the community, and good luck in your basketball career and your future endeavors. And now I'm very excited to be presenting the Hamilton Wentworth Catholic District School Board Athletic Excellence Awards. The Hamilton Wentworth Catholic District School Board Athletic Excellence Award is presented annually to a grade 7 male and female student. They must meet all graduation expectations, have excellent athletic ability, display a positive attitude, respect their teammates, exemplify teamwork and sportsmanship, and be role models to their fellow students and athletes. Our first recipient is from St. Gabriel's Catholic Elementary School, Mariah Saliba. Mariah competes in football, and in both school and football she displays a positive outlook and is always working hard to develop her sports skills while being an excellent role model to her team and classmates. The second recipient is from St. Thomas the Apostle Catholic Elementary School, Joseph Glenn. Joseph is an active player of hockey, soccer, football, basketball, and baseball. He is a determined, hardworking athlete and a role model to his peers. He is thankful for the opportunities he has had and continues to share his skills with others. Congratulations to Mariah and Joseph.
Hi, I'm Joseph Glenn, and I'm very honored to be the acceptance of the Athletic Excellence Award. And I would like to thank my family, teachers, principal, and all of the people involved in setting up the Breakfast of Champions this morning. I will do my best in my future education and athleticism. Thank you.
The Dr. Jean Sutton Sport Leadership Award, presented by the Hamilton Honey Badgers of the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Dr. Sutton was a true champion of sport for all in the many roles she took on as high school teacher, university professor, gymnastics coach and official, Canadian Olympic Committee member, chef de mission, Gymnastics Canada, Ontario Gymnastics, president of SportHamilton, Ontario Olympic Youth Academy, and the International Children's Games. Dr. Sutton was inducted into the Hamilton Hall of Distinction in 2006, was Citizen of the Year in 2009, and passed away suddenly, also in 2009. This award is presented to a high school student who is extensively involved in high school life, extracurricular activities, athletics, and or intramurals, who also contributes in a voluntary capacity in the school or community. This year's recipient is from Nora Francis Henderson Secondary School, Blurta Mamaj, who is unable to attend, but her coach Kevin Robinson will be picking up her award. Blerta is a valuable member of the basketball and volleyball teams. She demonstrates leadership and a level of commitment to developing her individual sports skills and that of her team. She was a member of Student Council, the Media Club, and also is a volunteer scorekeeper for volleyball and basketball when she is not playing. Blerta is also an outstanding academic student and is dedicated to contributing and improving her school community. Congratulations, Blerta! The R.A. Riddell Sport Academy Award. This award is presented each year to a graduating student from the Sport Academy and Basketball Academy as they move on to high school for their outstanding combined achievements in sports, leadership, and academics. This year's recipient of the Basketball Academy Award is Darian Barnes. Darian is a multi-sport athlete with a passion for basketball, baseball, and football, and is a member of the 3-pitch and volleyball teams at Riddell. Darian is currently playing football as the starting quarterback at St. Thomas More Secondary School and is grateful to all of his teachers and coaches at Riddell for all of their guidance. This year's Sport Academy Award recipient is Marin Holt. She has played soccer since she was 4 and formerly was involved in dance and gymnastics, but switched to hockey at 7 years of age in order to keep up with her brothers. She's continued playing both sports competitively since then. Marin plays for the Sparta Soccer Club and also plays for the Stony Creek Sabres A hockey team. Marin was a member of the Riddell volleyball, soccer, track and field, and cross-country teams. Currently, Marin attends Ancaster Secondary School, playing on the touch football team, and also is playing AA hockey for the Oakville Hornets. Congratulations to Marin, and good luck in all of your sport endeavors.
We want to thank our teachers from Riddell for always supporting us and helping us become better athletes.
We would also like to thank our coaches, Mrs. Henry and Mr. Bailey, for helping us become the better athletes we are today.
And now, we welcome Helen Downey, President of SportHamilton, to say a few words. Take it away, Helen.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor on behalf of SportHamilton Board of Directors to congratulate all of our homegrown champions that we recognized here today. We are so proud of all of you for your outstanding accomplishments and wish you continued success wherever your journey takes you. Also, special thanks to all of our Olympians who were able to join us today, and especially to Madeline Kelly, our keynote speaker, for sharing her personal story of getting involved in sport and the hurdles she cleared over the years to compete for Canada at the Olympics in Tokyo. Thank you, Maddie. Now I would like to thank our title sponsor, Arthur J. Gallagher Insurance, and I would like to introduce Mr. Brent Brandon, Vice President from Gallagher, here today to accept this special award of appreciation for over 20 years of their generous support and contribution to sport excellence in the Hamilton community. Brent?
Thank you. On behalf of Gallagher Canada, I just want to say how proud we are to work with SportHamilton and support the excellent work that they do. And to the athletes being honored here today, a heartfelt congratulations on an incredible year and an impressive accomplishment. Congratulations, and way to make Hamilton proud.
Thank you, Brent, and we look forward to the continued support and working with AJ Gallagher. I would also like to thank our other major sponsors for making these awards happen once again. The Hamilton Olympic Club, the 91st Highlanders Athletic Association, Councillor Tom Jackson, the Hamilton Honey Badgers, Interval House Hamilton, Mentor Action, Hamilton Tiger Cat Football Club, Hamilton Forge FC, the Tiger Cat Alumni Association, Mohawk Residence Center, Rising Stars, and Toronto Rock Lacrosse. Oh, what's this? You have an important message? Look who's here, everybody. Iggy from the Toronto Rock. Well, thanks, Iggy. Thank you very much. Let's see, what have you got? Oh, the Toronto Rock wants to congratulate all the winners this year. Despite the hardships of COVID, you found a way to persevere and should be incredibly proud. To recognize your accomplishments, we'd like you to be our guests at the Rock Home Opener tonight at First Ontario Centre. Iggy's brought tickets for all the winners, and it would make us all at the Rock so happy if you could join us at tonight's game and cheer us on at our new home. Go Rock, go. Oh, wow. Thanks, Iggy. That's awesome. Thanks for doing that. Thank you so much, Iggy, and all the folks at Toronto Rock Lacrosse. Welcome to your new home here in the Hammer, and good luck to all the players in your 21-22 season. Go Rock, go. Yeah, Iggy, bam. And last but certainly not least, our partners at the City of Hamilton Recreation Department, as without you, this event would not be possible. Thank you for your continued support and collaboration in all that we do at Sport Hamilton. I would also like to thank our Sport Hamilton Board of Directors on the Breakfast of Champions Planning Committee. Thank you to all of you for all your hard work. Now we have a very special presentation from our new partners, Kids Sport Hamilton. I would like to introduce Sarah Rastani and Paul Varian from Kids Sport Ontario, and from Kids Sport Hamilton we have Lisa Byman and Val Sargent.
Kids Sport Ontario operates through the amazing work of our local chapters. Kids Sport Hamilton is going to be a key partner this year ahead for their grassroots efforts to get kids off the sidelines and into a season of sport. We're excited to see the great work that they are going to do here at Hamilton.
This new chapter is one of over 160 community chapters, raising over $8 million a year nationwide for kids sport, from Vancouver Island all the way across to Newfoundland. The timing of the opening of this chapter could not be better as we emerge from the pandemic, and we truly understand the importance of sport in the kids' lives, both for their emotional and for also their physical well-being. So we're very pleased to be making this presentation today to ensure that all kids in Hamilton have the chance to play organised sport.
Thanks so much to our partners, Kids Sport Hamilton and Kids Sport Ontario. I look forward to Sport Hamilton working with you in the future. And now, I hope you've enjoyed the 21st Annual Sport Hamilton's Breakfast of Champions presented by AJ Gallagher Insurance. And special thank you to Peter Diakowski for being our MC today. Well done, Peter. Congratulations to everyone. We hope you will join us again next year at the annual Breakfast of Champions in 2022. Stay healthy, stay safe, and see you all next year.